Faye Al Omran, a creative producer and self-taught maker from Kuwait. With a degree in media arts from Emily Carr University of Art plus Design in Vancouver, Faye's journey began in digital media and content creation. Today, she channels her passion into woodworking as the founder an online store for handmade wood furniture and home accessories. Her work celebrates the natural beauty of solid wood, crafting unique functional pieces that stand the test of time.
We are back in our show again, Beyond the Craft, and we are in the workshop with our distinguished guest. So let's welcome all of us, the carpenter, Faye Al Omran. Hello and welcome to our show.
Hi Aziz, how are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for the great hospitality.
Of course, you're more than welcome.
This is your world.
This is where the magic happens.
Magic happens and very extra cold here.
Yes.
That's why I'm wearing a jacket.
It has to be cold because when you're working really hard, you break a sweat,
That's,
by the ACs and everything is on.
And so after we have our conversation, so I will getting more warmer.
Exactly, you're gonna get super excited.
Super excited, yes. So that's why, because this kind of an amazing topics and amazing things happening here. I saw woods everywhere, different type of woods you're already doing. The new one, the old one, the compressed and others. So when did you start to go to be a carpenter?
So officially, I took this seriously as like a full-time thing about a couple of years ago, yeah? But since I was young, I was always a crafty person. I used to always DIY at home. And it just like grew from there. And I used to watch all these like YouTube videos and like content creators. And I'm like, one day I'll have my own workshop, right? But I think during the pandemic is when I had access to adult money.
Okay.
So I started investing in bigger tools. And I was like, okay, khalas, like let me grab some essentials and start to learn and become better at it. And it was a hobby at first. It was just a hobby I do on my free time. Why not? And then when I realized I was making like a table for a friend, or I was doing something I needed at home and people were really liking it and I got better at it, I was like, you know what? If I put 200% of my time in this, it'll be amazing.
Amazing.
And that's what I do.
And you are creating your masterpieces also.
Exactly.
Do you remember your first thing you did ever for your parents?
Ooh. I think it was probably one of those like frames, that has like mom on it.
Okay.
At like a summer camp or something. That's probably, because I used to love doing that. I would have like a small little saw with MDF wood and like cut something out and all that.
And the most important, how do you see their review after they saw it already?
I mean, as a kid, everything I made, they would like love it. Yeah, they're like, oh my God, my daughter, is Picasso, which I loved. Like my mother would always be super supportive of anything I gave her. And there's still to this day, there's things that are like hanging somewhere in the house, where it's like my mom's pride and joy. I'm like,
nice. So your family, especially your mom, she is still keeping your artwork.
Oh, 100%. Nice. Even some things that I'm like, oh, that shouldn't be there.
Sometimes you're fixing something in your home.
Mm-hmm. All the time. I'm the go-to handyman in the house. If there's like, I don't know, like a wobbly table, Faye, can you come fix this? Or like if someone went and bought some furniture and they're like, hey, Faye, you want to put this together? I'm like, yes, let's do it.
Anytime.
I have my toolbox with me, yallah.
So it's like, Faye, you are on duty.
Yes.
Nice. Exactly. You're always ready.
Yeah.
You're grabbing your screwdriver.
Oh, 100%.
And your tools.
Yeah.
And you are
ready. I don't go anywhere without my toolbox.
Nice.
It's always with me.
Even in the car, you take it anywhere with you.
Anywhere. Like if anyone needs anything to be fixed, I'm ready for it. Oh,
always ready.
Yeah.
So this kind of things, it happens because of the support from your family.
Oh yeah.
Your mom, your father, your whole family. What do you want to say to them in this wonderful occasion now?
Wallah, I definitely always thank them, because if it wasn't for them giving an opportunity and a space to what I like to call it, to play, to explore, to experiment, then I would probably be in a different track, If it wasn't for them to support me in anything that I wanted to do, whether it was woodworking, whether it was going on crazy hikes, or even just like the industry that I went into, if it wasn't for that, then I don't even know who I would be today, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. This is like the most important thing, like you have to greet and you have to appreciate everything.
100%.
And there is something else. You mentioned about hiking. I know you are a traveler and you like to explore different countries. Sometimes when people travel, it's give you like a new motivation to start better, and the new techniques, because
Mhm.
you're showing different kind of techniques of the wood.
Right.
How is it like the benefits like you gain from traveling for your work?
For my work, there's two things that I do, right?
Okay.
So because when I'm traveling and I do these kind of excursions, what's happening is it's a moment to reflect. It's a moment to feel creative, to ideate, to come up with these designs, right? And then I
Yes.
would like write them down on a small notebook, and when I'm back, I'm ready to do it.
Okay.
Then there's also this like aspect of, like, say for example, if I went into a forest, I'm like, oh, this wood, the texture of this wood is really nice. Let me take a photo of this tree
Nice.
so I can find it and like work on that. You know, there's
Nice.
that aspect. Also, there's a cultural aspect to things. Like, for example, I still haven't had an opportunity to go to Japan, for example.
Nice.
But their designs, their works, like, is something very intriguing to me. So going to see different crafts, say for example, if you go to like Eastern Europe, right?
Yes.
They have a very specific
craft.
type of craft, and I'm like, interesting. Maybe I'll take those shapes.
And the shapes are also with the curves.
Exactly, it's very like organic. So I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll take that. Or if I go somewhere, let's
the
say
East.
in the East, where it's like very structured and it has like nice joinery.
Yes.
So I'm like, yani, this is what I love about this world, is like there's no right or wrong. There's experimentation. You have fun with it and you learn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Arigato. Thank you. Do you know, like, the carpenter, it's considered one of the oldest profession in the world?
I know.
Did you search for it?
I have, and I've seen like also, yani, even in Kuwait, you know, the idea of al-gallaf, or
Yes.
like the
Or build
building
the
the
ships.
boats and all that, al-boom, yani, it's something so part in our DNA. Yani, on my dad's side of the family, tara nuwakhida,
Yes.
oh, they're like fishermen, so
Sailors
sailors, yeah. So it's like, oh, you know, it's part of us,
and
and
heritage.
it's like something innate, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something from we are following, you are continuing the legacy in a different way. It's something in our genetics and heritage.
Exactly.
So-
So it makes sense. You know?
Makes sense. All together.
It makes sense. I'm like, this is beautiful, like teak wood.
Tico.
And then I realized, it's because of, and even growing up and you see them, you know, you're going to learn about your culture and your history, you start to recognize and learn. Yeah, you learn about Hatan, how, because we're so used to having these modern woods or these
Yes.
imported woods, right?
Yes.
But when I first started out, I was like, well, a sidr is actually a very nice, strong
Yes,
wood. You
yes.
can work with it. You
Sure.
can do things really cool with it.
Did you
you
do
know?
something with the cedar tree?
I did, yeah, but it's actually really difficult to work with. But it's more of like when you get advanced, because it's a hardwood.
Yes.
It's really hard to cut and work with. But I did like a couple of, like a box here and there. It was cute.
Did you like do something with very expensive woods, like like old trees?
Definitely.
Did you
I mean,
work
most of what I like to do now, like when I first started out, it was like cheap things.
Okay.
But now all of my pieces are like walnut, teak, super solid, like expensive wood. Sometimes it gives me a little like stress
Yeah, sure.
because I'm
sure.
like, measure 100 times before you do this cut. Still, I cut ghala.
It's okay. It's okay.
But you learn. You learn.
You learn, and the good thing about the woods, you will not throw any wood.
100%.
You will do it later.
Oh my God! Look at this. This is all like cut-offs and stuff, and
Even here,
even it's just filled with all of these kind of cutaways. And I'm like a little bit of a hoarder with my wood because you never know.
yes.
Sometimes, like for example, I had this idea recently where I wanted to make incense, like
Okay.
car incense or something like that. I was like, "Khas, I have all of this extra wood. Let me cut off some stuff." Or
Nice.
sometimes I need like a small little, like, because you know, sometimes the wood,
Like something like wasted,
exactly, and use it. So it's always there,
always there, always available.
always available.
So anytime every time, for sure, when you're talking to your friends and your
Mhm.
family, you have any certain of food, bring it to me.
Exactly.
Don't throw it.
100%. Also now they're used to it. Like I had a cousin at that, like a couple of days ago, she was at a construction site for her project, and she calls me. She's like, "Faye, I have this really nice wood. Do you want to come pick it up before we throw it
Sure.
away?" I was like, "Of course." I have zero idea what I'm going to use it for, but I was like, "Of course." Went, took my car, loaded it on, yalla,
Direct,
let's go
all the way here.
all the way here.
So this is like your second workshop. You told me on the off air you have your workshop also in your house.
Yeah,
This is in your chalet.
yeah.
So it's a good thing like your family give you like too many different places so you can be more creative.
100%. And the one at home, it used like I started out at home because it was accessible. I had small things and stuff, but then it got bigger and louder. So I wanted to spare them,
Nice.
you know, the dirt and all this like dust and everything. And yeah, alhamdulillah, they're super supportive, right?
Yes.
So they're like, as long as you do it, as long as you know, have fun, go for it.
We check your account on the social medias. We so full with energy, full with different destinations in the fall. This is typical like the word of Fail Umrah.
Yeah.
So the way they are your comments and the followers like talking to you all the time, and you show some of your artwork. Did you usually following their direction, or you do something by your own and then you want them to comment?
No, it's usually like, so more often than not, it's my own designs.
Okay.
Because how I do it really is, it depends on a need.
Yes.
And I have this conception that if you need it, more people need it.
Okay.
You know? So say for example, I have this, my signature piece is a drink table.
Okay.
It's a small little side table. And I've always wanted one that's sturdy, it's strong, it fits enough like cups, it's beautiful. So I was like, أنا أحتاج هالشيء. I need this, right? So let's do it. So I made it. It's a beautiful design. Everyone loved it. And then it, you know, it evolved from there. And then sometimes, like right now, what I'm doing is also commission work. So
Commission.
if someone has a design, not a design, but let's say a prompt or a idea, and then we would sit, because to me, these are art pieces, right?
Yes.
They're not just furniture.
Yes.
So I would sit, we would talk, we
Brainstorming.
would brainstorm together. I'd show designs, references, all that kind of stuff.
Then execute time.
Oh yeah. And then when the execution time happens, I'm like, okay, stop talking to me. I'll go do my own thing, and then I'll bring you back the
How
final
long it
time.
will take you? Like I want like people like your followers know how long it will take you to finish any artwork, like 1 week, or what about the steps you are doing all the time?
Oof, it depends, honestly. Like it depends on what it is, you know, and it depends if I've done it before or not. So say for example, if it's one of the tables that already exist, that already have them as products, those would take anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks. You know, khas, I have my jigs ready, everything's done, I know exactly what to do. But when it comes to commission stuff, it could take longer. Also depends on the person.
Okay.
So if you're good at making decisions and like you're like, yalla, let's go, yes, 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 or no, I don't want this, then it'll be faster. And it just depends on what it is. Like for example, I just finished a dollhouse, like a
Okay,
full
nice dollhouse.
wooden dollhouse for a little girl. That took, I think, 2 months, because it's like very intricate, very like small things and really nice. Versus when I made a console table for someone,
Nice.
it took, production wise or like making it, it took about like a month. But designing took a long time, just so we can fine tune all of it.
Usually, like you are too much caring about the design. You take too much time for the design.
Oh yeah.
Because when the time for execute, direct.
100%. There are small pockets of like room for error.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But the more you design and agree and plan, because I also took like, I used to take a lot of online classes for designing and all that kind of stuff. If you sketch out, prototype, like I'll make small prototypes out of like cardboard or paper just to see how it works, you know? I'll do maybe a prototype out of like cheaper wood just to see how it works, because once you go into creating the piece, you have very little room for error, because if you cut it, it's cut.
That's good.
You know, and I don't want to keep having like a lot of offcuts that I can't use, you know? That's very important, Black.
And most important thing, like, because the way you are doing it, you make it more perfect, because you're always doing your best. That's why I'm very curious now to, after the break, to talk about your tools, okay?
Hey.
Are you
All
ready?
right, I'm ready.
Always ready. So dear viewers, let's go to this break. They will continue your show Beyond the Craft with our distinguished guest, Fail Umrah. So stay tuned.
The art of woodworking is a timeless craft that transforms raw timber into objects of beauty, utility, and meaning. It begins with the selection of wood, each piece carrying its own story through unique grains, textures, and tones. The artisan's hands then guide the transformation, using a combination of traditional tools like chisels, saws, and planes, along with modern machinery to shape, smooth, and refine the material. Woodworking is a blend of precision and creativity. Each cut and curve demands focus, while the design itself reflects the maker's vision. From furniture and decorative carvings to intricate joinery and sculptural works, the possibilities are endless. Techniques such as dovetailing, turning, and inlaying require not only skill, but also patience and an intimate understanding of the medium. But woodworking is more than a craft, it's a connection to nature and tradition. Every piece carries the essence of the tree it came from, preserving the natural beauty of the wood while transforming it into something enduring. It's a celebration of craftsmanship where the artisan respects the material's history while giving it new purpose. The art of woodworking also invites innovation. Today, makers experiment with combining wood with other materials like metal, resin, or glass, pushing the boundaries of design. Yet, at its heart, woodworking remains rooted in a deep appreciation for the natural world and the timeless skills passed down through generations. Each finished piece tells a story of transformation, a journey from raw timber to a lasting work of art that connects the maker, the material, and the viewer in a shared sense of wonder.
We are still in our show Beyond the Craft with our distinguished guest Faye Al-Amran. Faye, before the break, we spoke about your tools. I notice you have something in your pocket.
Yeah.
What is it?
This is, I'd go nowhere without this.
This is like you.
This is my everything.
This is like your mobile.
Yeah, basically.
Basically.
It's when I leave the house, I'm like keys, wallet, phone, my Leatherman.
This is one of them.
This is it.
So it's like a multitask of the tools for the
Yes.
carpenter, right?
100% for everything, for anything.
So it includes knife
Yes.
and
There's a couple of different saws. There's a knife. There's some screwdrivers, wire cutter, pliers. What do you want? You know. And I wear glasses now, but it also has like, where is it? These small, tiny little
nice.
screwdriver. Yeah, it's
So-
super handy, and a ruler.
Is it like a birthday gift?
And then also, this has a fun story. So this one specifically is a limited edition
Okay. Of one of
Leatherman.
the companies, yeah.
Yeah, not just the companies. It's a creator
Great.
Hello, that I followed for a long time,
Yeah.
and she was always like someone I aspired to be. You know, I learned so much from her.
So,
Uh,
so if I want to brought you a gift, this is the perfect thing.
بالضبط, exactly.
Right.
Oh, it's
That-
my favorite,
Nice.
and I've
So-
had this for years.
For years.
For years.
It's always in your
always.
pocket.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes I feel like I'm lost if I don't have it.
You have to be
just in case.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. So this is the thing, like the people who like watching you through your social media account on when they saw you in the reel, they will see now the other side of a Faye like a carpenter.
Definitely.
So what is the most important tools have to be in any place for your workshop and for any workshop?
So I would say the everyday carries would be something like this. A multi-tool can get
Okay.
a lot of tasks done,
Okay.
for sure. A good drill,
Okay.
a hand saw,
Okay.
and a measuring tape.
Measure it.
Yeah. Those like are the
That-
three ones. If you get them, you can start and do mostly anything. And then, things develop from there.
And also because of the wood here, I smell the wood is everywhere. So your workshop behind you, you have too many certain tools. So this kind of workshop, you made too many different amazing things.
Yeah.
Even you do, by the way, dear viewers behind the camera, there is like big thing she is already building here. So people don't know like you are actually the way you are doing it. You are like to make it like as perfection.
Yeah.
But also you're wearing your gloves for sure. Safety is always
100%.
first.
No. Safety is super important. Like I have my gloves, I have my face masks, I have my different types of masks depending on what you're doing, as well as a first aid kit.
For
is
sure,
a
I saw it.
must, yeah.
Important.
And I've used it multiple
Especially
times.
for the small woods.
That's the worst. And a fire extinguisher just in case. And whenever you create a space like that, that's one of the first things that you have to think of.
What is the most main challenge you're facing when you've been in the workshop as a carpenter?
I would say like just because of where I am right now in my level, it's like there are certain designs and ideas that I would want to do,
Okay.
but I still don't have the skills for it, right?
Okay.
So it's still kind of being okay with the fact that okay, it'll take time. It's the
Okay,
patience because I'm a very like
Yeah. You will have challenge and you have to be
yes.
patient.
Yeah, you have to be super patient with even like say for example sanding, which is
Okay.
something super simple, right?
Okay.
You're just sanding, well, خلاص, right? The thing is, sanding can take so much time. Like I can spend a whole day just sanding one piece
Okay.
because you want to sand it properly, you want to sand it down to the right grit number, you want to shine and a nice like finish. Patience is a very strong thing that you have to learn in this, as well as, to be honest, resources,
Resource.
right? Like with this kind of thing here, yes, we have a lot available, but you would have to take so much time to finding exactly what you want. It's not like you can go to your, around the corner and you'll have everything.
Nice.
It's that you have to put a lot of effort into finding those resources.
And listen, in addition, what about the skills? Like I know I have my own tools. The most important thing, I have to be patient. This is something, it's like renewing and something developing my personality.
Yeah.
What about the skills?
The skills is practice makes perfect, honestly.
Practice makes sure.
100%. Like when I started off, I would take, say, for example, a whole day or a whole week to make one thing, right?
Okay.
Now, the same thing, it takes me a couple of hours.
Nice.
Because خلاص, your hand,
Experience.
it's muscle memory, experience, you know how to use the tool properly, all of that. So it's, again, it's kind of like patience, but patience with yourself.
Nice.
It's just being aware that this takes time. You'll get, you won't wake up being a master, you know? It's not like you're gonna get off your chair and be like, I'm gonna master woodworking. No, it's gonna take a lot of practice.
So it's all about here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You're challenging yourself.
Yeah, you challenge yourself and you have to be, what's the word? Confident and optimistic. Yes, you have to believe in yourself.
Nice.
You know?
Believe in
Yeah.
yourself. This is important.
Exactly.
Nice. And there is something else also. These kind of things, if you want to improve yourself, you have to participate in the events.
Yeah.
You have to follow the other people.
100%.
So what you are doing, sometimes you are participating or just always following people or traveling?
No, definitely participating. Whether it was showcasing as well as like participating in any exhibitions that are available.
Nice.
Also depends on who's your audience.
Local or international?
So far local.
Nice.
But inshallah, يعني, we're always gonna aim for international, you know?
So for your last local exhibition you participate and you're showing your artwork and in the small table.
Yeah.
How was the perspective of the visitors?
It's really exciting because again, it's, I don't know, to me, because it's a different form, right?
Okay.
Because I like to look at my stuff as art pieces.
Nice.
And a lot of people look at it like, oh, you make furniture. I'm like, no, they're an art piece.
Yes.
You know, it's let me tell you the story or let's have this kind. So it's interesting to see these two types of people that come to you, right? They're the ones who appreciate that the artistry, it's functional furniture, it's something that's like one of a kind and they appreciate and take value in that. And then there's like people that I love educating people on things, not in a preachy way, but I love to share that, you know what, let me tell you my process. Let me tell you why, for example, this costs this much, or let's maybe, because I don't know, maybe when I tell someone this, they're like, oh, this is fun. I kind of like to do this. Inshallah, more people can do this kind of stuff.
And there is something else. You are one specialized to create the moment for people. Do you remember one of the things you give something dedicated to somebody and the moment was amazing, you will not forget? A good story?
Oh,
You have too many good
I have
stories.
so many good stories.
But one of them is still in your mind. You made people happy, you changed the mood of people.
I think the one that pops in my head first is, again, the custom console that I just did for a friend.
Okay.
He's a music composer and a music producer, and we spent so much time designing this table, and he wanted to, expand his music studio, and we worked on this table, and I still remember, like as if it was yesterday that I delivered the table. He was super excited because not only was it something that he because that's what I like to do with a client, right? Is we're doing this together. We're going on this journey together. It's not like you're just buying it a khalas, this is a collaboration. So just seeing how excited he got, and even like a few days later, he'd be like, I love this. This is so much fun. It's making me do what I want to do even more. And yalla, when are we going to do more for the bigger studio and all that? And I'm like, this is exciting. It's very, it's this culture or this kind of like, I'm not doing this design just for myself. You know what I mean?
Nice. And the way you are doing your artwork is something more amazing, and even the way you're doing the design.
Thank you.
I remember now, let's go back again to the social media. The one of the videos got the highest view ever for your artwork.
Okay.
Do you remember it?
No, which one was it?
Well, I will let the viewers, they will see.
Okay.
Once you will show the insights and the reaction, one of your videos becomes blast. How was it feel to you that time? And you're doing something with your...
Okay.
So how was your perspective that time when you see people commenting your art?
Honestly, whenever there's any of that reaction to what it is, it's a very humbling experience, and I'm always very proud of myself and also very excited because sometimes, my workshop is so far away from the city, right? And sometimes I forget that I'm just here alone. you know, and I'm just in this little bubble.
And
And to me, it's because it's just for me, right? Oh, I'm doing this because I like to do it. And then when I put it out there and I realize, oh, people are appreciating it. They love this. This is exciting. We're like having these conversations. It's like, you know what? Relax. It's a very motivating experience. And I feel just so nice. It's like, I feel proud of myself. You know what I mean?
We are
Without
proud of
sounding
you.
too. Thank
Even
you.
your family,
Thank you.
your people, always proud of you. Why?
Thanks.
Because the way they give you like a place to be more creative,
Yeah.
the supporting it means everyone is proud of you.
Exactly. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. This is the most important thing. We are always proud of you. But there is something I'm very curious about, because when you be in the people's place and their workshops, you are very organized person.
Thanks. It's an organized mess, by the way.
Yeah. Yani, most of the people when you go to the carpenters,
Yeah.
you will see like a little bit messy, but everything is in their location.
Aziz, this is just for the camera. Usually when I'm in the middle of working, it's a mess.
It's okay,
It's a beautiful choreography of movements.
but the thing is, when people entering, I know for sure people visiting you,
Yeah.
you have to make it everything.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but what I like to do is you have to still keep it organized to a certain level,
Yes.
so you can be efficient. You know, like
Easy
I have
for
this,
you.
100%. Like I have my wet space, I call it, where everything for gluing and stuff like that. I have my dry space so nothing happens, or my oiling, my cutting, كل الأشياء, because it's all about the journey of
Okay.
creating. Because again, part of the being faster and better and mastering what you do is understanding your process.
Nice.
So if, for example, if I'm sitting here in this workshop for 8 hours a day, I don't want to be like, although it's a small space, but I don't want to be keeping
Go-
here, here, here. Where
It's
is
always-
this? Where did I lose this? What? I thought I had it. I have 5 measuring tapes because I lose them because I don't put them in the right place, you know? So once you assign certain places,
So-
then it can be easily like, tap, khas.
I noticed something. What is the link between carpenter and the pencil?
And the pencil.
Yes.
It's where everything starts. It's your first step of your journey,
Like
you know?
with the chefs, it's about with the knife.
Yeah,
So carpenter with the pencil.
with my pencil.
They have your own.
yeah.
I noticed like every carpenter have his own specific
Oh,
pencil.
100%. I do. It's somewhere here.
It's somewhere here.
Yeah.
It's only one
It's
pencil.
It's the same one,
It's-
you know?
What happened? Because it's like a link between the person and this kind
Oh,
of tool.
for sure. Because like, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because now that I think about it, I've gone through a lot of different pencils where I'm like, ugh, this is dumb, or this doesn't work, or whatever it is. And it's just a pencil, right? But if you get the right one where it fits well, it gives you the right marks, because again, you measure twice, cut once, right? So
Yes.
if your pencil is off, then everything is off.
Your pencil is off and then everything is off. So
Yeah.
at least you're saying, I measure too many times and you were cut once.
I mean, honestly,
Honestly,
I measure maybe once and cut like 3 times.
that's okay. At least because you know, because you have like a big wood
Yeah.
and you're tasting all the things. Test.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I like to add, you know? I'm always like measuring, say if I want to cut something 20 centimeters, I'll be like, let me do 25, just in case.
Just in case.
Because I know I'm going to cut 22.
Nice. It's
Yeah.
between something and something.
Exactly.
Did you thinking to do like you got courses for carpenter? Like
Inshallah, yeah. I've definitely, like, even recently, a lot of people have been asking me, Faye, let's come and, like, I want to learn from you. Sometimes I'm
want
like,
to teach?
yeah, I love teaching.
Yeah.
I love sharing this with a lot of people. And hopefully, like, I really want to take it seriously and
In the
design
future.
something in the future.
So I will ask you something. What about the future agenda for Faye?
Ooh, taking over the world.
Yes. Okay, this is taking over the world.
Yeah.
For this kind of work,
Exactly.
for your profession.
Inshallah, what I want to do is make it go a little either regionally or globally, be able to produce more and see my pieces in a lot of people's homes, you know, and share the happiness of these pieces, on this art pieces.
Nice.
Okay?
This is the good thing. Like a person, like we say at the end, good times run very fast.
Yeah.
We didn't feel the time. We are all on behalf of our show. I'm very proud of you for
Thank
sure.
you.
And
Thank
your
you.
last word, and this is your camera. What you want to say? This is your camera.
Okay. I think a big thing is the world is full of experiments, right? The world is full of opportunities. It's all about what you do with these moments of opportunities and where you take them to be able to live a very fulfilled and happy life. And inshallah, you guys find that thing, that passion, that excitement, and just play and just have fun and experiment.
experiment,
Yeah.
always make it what? More perfect.
Yes,
Thank,
exactly.
thank you so much
Thank
for the
you.
great
We had to clap.
hospitality.
Yeah.
Thank you,
thanks.
Allah Habib. Thank you so much. So, dear viewers, we're speaking to the carpenter, Faye Al Umran. She already sharing with us about her story and the journey with the wood and how she or her family supported her and how she already followed her passion and about the tools, about the skills, about everything to make everything perfect. I hope you enjoyed our episode. See you next time and have a good day.